Hey Jim, hey, here's the video that I promised I'd make about the sawmill. Yeah, it's a Woodmizer LT30. It's pretty old. I think it's about a mid-90s model. We bought it, well, I think it was around 2000. Primarily we bought it just to cut up our beams for our house. You know, we wanted to do a timber frame, so this is what we use to cut up all the timbers. It's really only set up for cutting 16-foot long pieces, but some of the timbers were, I think the longest ones I had were like 23 feet. So I had to do some maneuvering to be able to cut them on this mill. But it worked out. A little bit of a struggle, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's a bandsaw mill, so here's the bandsaw blade right here. These are just roller guides to keep the band in place. Here's the dogging system. It's kind of, you know, be nice to have a log turner and automatic dogs, but I don't have that. It's all manual. Basically, you just take this guy right here, and that's how you clamp your boards into place. Oh, this up here, that's just the water jug where you use that water to lubricate the blade. In the winter months, I just put windshield washer fluid in there. Gas tank. Yeah, these are the controls. Basically, all you can control are, you know, you can run the head, the saw head up or down. Here's your scale, you know, to tell you how thick your boards are going to be. But that whole carriage will go up and down, and then the whole saw head, you know, will run the length of the bed, of course. Oh, and then you have another control that'll move this guy in and out. You kind of want, you know, you want your this got to be pretty close to the width of the board that you're cutting. You don't want the roller way out here. Oh, this gauge right here is for tension on your blade. Basically, when you're running, you run it up to 2,000 psi. I'll take that tension off right now since I'm not running. There's the motor. It's a Kohler Command 25. I think that means it's a 25 horse, to be honest. I'm not even sure. It's been pretty good. I know I've had to rebuild the carburetor a few times. But yeah, it's cut a lot of lumber, that's for sure. But yeah, here I'll fire this guy up. This is just the main power. You can hear that pump. That's the little pump that pumps gas up to the motor. Yeah, you can see when with this control here, that's raising the whole head, and then you can lower it as well. And then this control down here is for running the whole saw head forward or backwards. You got a little dial where you can dial in the speed at which you are moving forward, and then flip the handle to move it back. It comes back pretty fast. Oh, and then this switch right here, this is what, see that that arm goes in and out. So those are basically your controls. Yeah, I'll fire the thing up, and all I'm doing today is I'm just edging these boards. I've had these boards drying out in the pile for several years, and I just wanted to make up some 2x6s. So they were cut originally, you know, as a 2x6, but of course they've shrunk over the years, and a lot of them are probably like 5 3/4 inch wide. So I'm going to get them down to, you know, a 5.5 inch wide dimension. So I'll get set up and get it fired up, and hopefully you can just get an idea of what it looks like when I'm sawing wood. Okay, here we go. Just turning the water on so that the blade gets lubricated, and I suppose it cools the blade a little bit as well. This is kind of an awkward operation, you know. You got to bend over the boards or the log to get them clamped in. Got to make sure those are down. A few years ago, I don't know what I was daydreaming about, but I cut into that first clamp there. The blade lost that battle. Just getting the motor fired up, getting a little tension on the blade. Getting the height of the blade set. I think that first pass I went at about 5 3/4, and then I'll flip the boards around and make the second pass at 5.5. Here's a shot from a little different angle. Yeah, here's a shot of the finished board. I don't know if you can see that very well, but yeah, 5.5 inches, pretty darn good. So now I just got to finish up the rest of the pile.